It's easy to go vegan with the Nessa. Today I'm going to be teaching everybody how to make delicious Seitan ribs. So these you can put in your oven at home, or you can grill on the barbecue. And you know, I wasn't always a vegan. I was a meat eater before I became a vegan, and I used to love ribs, and I used to lick my fingers afterwards, and I loved that the umami taste of the sauce that they would put it on the ribs actually. And so I was so delighted when I could recreate these ribs. It took us a few attempts to get them perfect, and I'll share with you some of my secrets. So first up, we've got some dry ingredients and wet ingredients which need to be mixed separately. I'm going to introduce you to Seitan. Seitan is basically vital wheat gluten, and it is the protein from wheat that's actually washed out of the flour, and just the pure protein remains. So this is super high in protein, very low in fat, and I don't think it has any cholesterol, and it actually beats most animal meats in terms of protein content. And I use it for most of my fowl meats. I like to use it for pulled chicken or for lamb. I use it for bacon. Actually, I use it for all my fowl meats. So come with me today, and I'm going to show you how I make my famous ribs. So here is the vital wheat gluten. I'm going to add it in, and then what I've done to give it a bit of a nice chewy texture is I've shredded some oyster mushrooms. So today these are just normal oyster mushrooms, but you can also use king oyster mushroom, which is preferred from the menu, and then you just use a fork to shred them. But I add them in, and then let's go for it. We've got nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is full of vitamin B's, and it's got a really great umami flavor. It is often used as a cheese substitute or added to cheeses. It's got a bit of a cheesy taste. So another name for nutritional yeast is nooch. I think that's more like American, but in South Africa it's readily available, and you'll use it for a lot of my recipes. Next up is some ground cumin, and then we have ground onion and garlic. And here's my favorite spice, Zaza, that I use in absolutely everything, my smoked paprika. And then Zaza's going to mix all the wet ingredients together. We've got a vegetable stock and soy sauce coming up next, tomato paste, the tomato paste will actually give it a bit of more of a meaty, ready color. Then we've got some 5 drops of smoked liquid smoke. I use liquid smoke also for most of my dishes, my savory dishes. It gives it a really nice smoky flavor. Reminds me of the braai. Reminds me of when I used to visit steakhouses and eat those big fat pieces of steak. Last in is olive oil, and we're going to mix it all together. This is the fun part. Zaza doesn't mind using her hands. I've got a thing. I'm not particularly wild about putting my hands in my food, but this is something that's absolutely necessary. We're going to then add all the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, and then we're going to start the kneading process. So here's my chef's tip. Most people, when they're making Seitan, tend to overwork the Seitan, and they tend to knead it for maybe 5 to 8 minutes. That is totally unnecessary. My trick is I don't take so long. I'm going to add it in. We literally knead it for 1 or 2 minutes just so that it gets some shape, and that still leaves some air in it. You're welcome to go ahead and mix it up, and that still leaves some air in it. And it helps with making it lighter, because if you do overwork it, then it's quite hard to eat, and it's also quite hard to digest. So Zaza's going to show you how she kneads it, 1 or 2 minutes, and then we're going to put it into the steamer basket and steam it for 20 to 25 minutes. So aren't you glad that you're not cut your nails today? So I have one of the steam baskets, and then I'm able to put them on whatever pot that I choose. But you could also use a steamer machine. I find that this is quite easy because it easily lifts off. And there you've got your boiling water. So whilst Zaz is busy kneading that, it's looking fantastic. I'm going to get the steamer basket ready, and it's going to be popped in here for 20 to 25 minutes. Perfect. That looks amazing, Zaz. Great. Okay, that's looking good. Roll it out a little bit because I want to make it, I'm going to actually score in, not all the way down to the bottom, about a centimetre thick apart, creating my little ribs. Can you see how the mushroom is sticking out? That's basically going to mimic sort of that sinewy, fatty part of the ribs. Now we're going to just pop it into the steamer basket. Okay, lid on. Don't forget the timer. I say 25 to 30 minutes. Don't forget to check your water. Sometimes I've made the mistake of not checking the water, and then I burned my pot, which was not very pleasant. I've actually thrown away one of my pots recently and had a untimely death, so we bought in the pot. So we bought some brand new ones, so we plan to look after them better this time. But this is going to be 20 to 25 minutes, and then on to the next part. And voila, the Seitan has steamed away beautifully. I'm now going to remove it, and we're then going to seal it in the pan with some olive oil. So I'm going to turn the pan on, olive oil in, make it nice and hot. Thanks, Zaza. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is make the most divine barbecue glaze to go on the ribs. What we're going to do is add some soy sauce, olive oil, maple syrup or golden syrup that is maple flavored. In goes the smoked paprika. I just harvested the fresh lime from my garden. Pop that in, and then the liquid smoke, which is going to give it a warm, smoky flavor, and whisk that all up and let it wait for a minute or two while the pan is getting super hot. And now we are going to seal the meat. Yeah, you don't want it to go for too long on either side because you don't want to burn it. You just want to seal the meat, and you want to slightly brown it. I'm going to flip it over. You can see that it's still got a little way to go. This is going to take a little while here, babe.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine. Great, so we're going to turn it at once or twice, Make sure it's perfectly sealed. Can you see it's lightly brown? We certainly don't want to burn it or char it. We just want to seal the meat because we are going to marinate it, put the glaze over it, and pop it in the oven shortly. But as you can see, it's sealed. It's sealed in perfectly now. Just turning it onto the side a little bit so I can catch the sides. And I used olive oil to seal. Great. I'm happy with that. I feel like we've got a good seal. And now we're going to put the glaze on it and then pop it into the oven to grill so that it can become quite crispy. Then also at this stage, put the marinade on it, the glaze on it, and take it outside and fry it. Oh, Lily loved the idea of that. Lily's my little French bulldog chef. She hasn't been well, but she had a little operation last week and she's been battling to eat, so I just made her a little Seitan boerewors, soft Seitan boerewors with some rice and some peas, and I can see that she's feeling a little bit better. But she loves these ribs as well. And it's completely fine for dogs to eat Seitan. You know that the Cheyenne monk, this is what they use as their weak meat. Seitan. Thank you. We'll pop it onto a lime tray. And let's do the one side. Let's do the back side first. Put some glaze on it. It's sweet, it's smoky, it's umami flavored. Isn't that quite a word, umami? Tastes delicious. Great, let's get some of this basting in here. I put the oven on at about 180 degrees. I put it on to bake, but you can also just grill it. But when you're grilling it, you need to keep a good eye on it that it doesn't burn because of the sugar. It can burn quite quickly, so do keep an eye on it and don't be shy with your marinade. So I'm going to leave just a little bit of the marinade, the glaze rather, and I will halfway through this I will add some more glaze to these beautiful barbecue ribs, Seitan ribs. Probably take about 5-10 minutes for them to caramelize. Look at that. I had it in for about 15 minutes at 180. It's made it beautifully crispy and it's caramelized perfectly. So I'm quite keen to give it a taste. Oh wow, it looks amazing, guys. Sassy, just let me come and take this tray. It's hot though. Thank you. Thank you. Right. This looks so close to the real thing, but let me tell you, there is absolutely no guilt involved in eating this. And if you can see, it's got some beautiful texture and fiber, and it is super hot, but I'm going to give it a taste.
Oh, wow.
Zazie, you want to try? There you go. Some more, D. There you go.
Yummy.
Mm. 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 Mm.